Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Podcast Every Day.
We are so happy you are here with us today.
Today, we are learning idioms for describing risk and opportunity.
This is such a useful topic because real life is full of choices,
Sometimes a choice feels exciting, but also a little dangerous.
and sometimes an opportunity looks small at first, but it can open a big door.
In English, native speakers use many colorful idioms to talk about these situations.
You will hear phrases about taking chances, making bold moves, and recognizing good timing.
We will explain what they mean, how to use them, and when they sound natural.
So grab your notebook, relax, and let us explore the language of risk and opportunity together.
Before we jump into our first conversation, let us understand why idioms about risk and opportunity are so common in professional English. When people talk about business, careers, investing, projects, or personal growth, they often talk about uncertainty.
Exactly. You may not know if a decision will succeed, but you still have to choose.
That is why English has so many idioms for risk. They help us express emotion, judgment, and strategy.
And idioms make your English sound more natural, because people rarely say only, "This decision contains uncertainty."
They are more likely to say, "It is a gamble," or "We need to weigh the risks."
Let us start with our first phrase, take a chance.
To take a chance means to do something even though the result is uncertain.
For example, you might say, "I took a chance and applied for a job in another country."
Notice that take a chance can sound positive, especially when the action is brave or hopeful.
Yes, it often suggests that you are stepping out of your comfort zone.
Our second phrase is a gamble. If something is a gamble, it is risky because the outcome is not guaranteed.
For example, launching a new product without market research is a gamble.
Good example, a gamble can be positive or negative depending on context, but it often sounds more cautious than take a chance.
So if I say, moving to a new city was a chance, it sounds adventurous. If I say it was a gamble, it sounds riskier.
Exactly, our third phrase is weigh the risks. This means to think carefully about possible problems before making a decision.
You could say, before we sign the contract, we need to weigh the risks.
The verb weigh suggests balance. You are comparing the possible benefits with the possible costs.
That is useful in meetings. It sounds calm and professional, not emotional.
Our fourth phrase is a window of opportunity. This means a short period of time when you have a good chance to do something.
For example, there is a window of opportunity to enter the market before competitors arrive.
This phrase is powerful because it includes timing. The opportunity may not stay open forever.
So you need to act while the window is still open.
Our fifth phrase is miss the boat. This means to lose an opportunity because you acted too late.
For example, if we wait until next year to build our online course, we might miss the boat.
A quick grammar note, we usually say miss the boat, not lose the boat.
And we often use it with might, could, or do not want to. We might miss the boat. We do not want to miss the boat.
So today, listen for these 5 expressions. Take a chance, a gamble, weigh the risks, a window of opportunity, and miss the boat.
You will hear them in our first audio conversation between Michael and Nicole. Now let us listen to Michael and Nicole discussing whether their company should enter a new market before the opportunity disappears.
Nicole, do you have a minute to talk about the Southeast Asia proposal?
Sure, Michael. I read the summary this morning, and it looks promising.
That was my reaction, too. There seems to be a real window of opportunity right now.
Because demand is growing before the bigger competitors move in.
Exactly. If we wait too long, we might miss the boat.
I agree that the timing is attractive, but entering a new market is still a gamble.
True, we would need local partners, legal advice, and a careful launch plan.
And we should weigh the risks before we present anything to the leadership team.
Absolutely. I am not saying we should rush in blindly.
Good, because the sales numbers look strong, but the logistics could be complicated.
That is fair. Shipping costs, customer support, and local regulations are the big concerns.
Do we have enough data to take a chance, or are we mostly guessing?
We have some customer surveys, competitor research, and early interest from 2 distributors.
That helps. It is still risky, but it is not a wild guess.
Exactly. I see it as a calculated risk.
That phrase is important. A calculated risk means we understand the danger and still decide it may be worth it.
Right. We are not betting everything on one idea.
Maybe we could start with a pilot program instead of a full launch.
I like that. A pilot would let us test the market without taking too much risk.
And if the pilot works, we can expand quickly while the window of opportunity is still open.
That gives us a balanced message for leadership.
Yes, we can say this is a promising opportunity, but we recommend a phased approach.
That sounds professional and realistic.
One more thing. We should mention what happens if we do nothing.
Good point. Doing nothing is also a risk.
Exactly. If we delay for 6 months, competitors may take the best partnerships.
So the risk is not only in acting. The risk is also in waiting.
That is a strong way to frame it.
Let us prepare 3 sections: opportunity, risks, and recommended next steps.
Great. I will handle the risk section, and you can handle the market opportunity.
Perfect. Let us take a chance, but let us take a smart chance.
Now Sarah and I will break down the first conversation and show you how the idioms worked naturally in context. Let us begin with the phrase window of opportunity.
Michael said there seems to be a real window of opportunity right now.
The word real makes the phrase stronger. It means this is not an imaginary possibility. It is a serious chance.
You can also say a narrow window of opportunity if there is very little time.
Good, you might say we have a narrow window of opportunity to hire top talent before our competitors do.
The next phrase was miss the boat. Michael said, if we wait too long, we might miss the boat.
This idiom is very visual. Imagine a boat leaving the dock. If you arrive late, the chance is gone.
And in business English, it often means the market moved faster than you did.
Then Nicole said entering a new market is still a gamble.
I like the word still there. It means, yes, the opportunity is attractive, but the risk has not disappeared.
Exactly, still helps you show balance. You are not rejecting the idea, but you are being realistic.
Another useful sentence was, we should weigh the risks before we present anything.
This is a great meeting phrase because it sounds thoughtful. You are not saying no, you are saying let us evaluate carefully.
Learners can also say, weigh the pros and cons.
Yes, weigh the risks focuses on danger. Weigh the pros and cons focuses on both advantages and disadvantages.
Michael also used a very helpful phrase, calculated risk.
A calculated risk is not a careless risk. It is a risk you take after thinking, researching, and planning.
That is why the final sentence worked so well. Let us take a chance, but let us take a smart chance.
That sentence is simple and memorable and professional. It says yes to opportunity, but no to careless action.
Now let us learn more idioms for moments when a decision feels bigger, bolder, and more personal. In the first part, we talked about evaluating risk in a professional way.
Now we will focus on idioms people use when they are ready to act.
These phrases are useful for career moves, creative projects, negotiations, and personal goals.
The first idiom is go out on a limb.
A limb is a large branch of a tree, right?
Right, if you go out on a limb, you take a risk by saying or doing something that other people may not support.
For example, I am going out on a limb here, but I think this small idea could become our biggest product.
Excellent. It is often used before sharing an opinion that feels bold or uncertain.
A common mistake is saying go on a limb, The natural phrase is go out on a limb.
The second idiom is put all your eggs in one basket.
This means to depend completely on one plan, one person, one job, or one opportunity.
Exactly, if that one thing fails, you may lose everything.
For example, do not put all your eggs in one basket by applying to only one university.
In business, you might say, we should not put all our eggs in one basket with a single supplier.
The third phrase is play it safe.
To play it safe means to choose the less risky option, even if it may offer less reward.
For example, I wanted to start my own business, but I played it safe and stayed in my job.
This phrase is not always negative. Sometimes playing it safe is wise.
But sometimes it suggests fear. If you always play it safe, you may miss opportunities.
The fourth idiom is strike while the iron is hot.
This means to act while the timing is good.
Yes, it comes from blacksmithing. Metal is easier to shape when it is hot, so you must act at the right moment.
For example, the client loved our demo, so we should strike while the iron is hot and send a proposal today.
The fifth phrase is low-hanging fruit.
Low-hanging fruit means the easiest opportunity or the easiest problem to solve first.
For example, improving our email subject lines is low-hanging fruit because it is simple and could increase sales quickly.
So we now have 5 more phrases. Go out on a limb, put all your eggs in one basket, play it safe, strike while the iron is hot, and low-hanging fruit.
Now let us hear Adam and Sky talk about a career opportunity that feels exciting, risky, and time-sensitive.
Sky, can I ask your honest opinion about something?
Of course, what is going on?
I got offered a role at a small education technology company.
That sounds exciting. Is it the kind of work you have wanted to do?
Yes, very much. The role is creative, strategic, and closer to my long-term goals.
Then why do you sound unsure?
Because the company is young. Leaving my current job would be a risk.
That makes sense. You do not want to put all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly, my current job is stable, and I have a clear path there.
But is that path actually exciting to you? Or are you just playing it safe?
That is the question I keep asking myself.
Sometimes stability is valuable, but sometimes comfort can quietly become a cage.
That is exactly how it feels. I am comfortable, but I am not growing much.
Then maybe this is a moment to strike while the iron is hot.
Because the industry is growing quickly.
Yes, and because you already have the skills they need.
I guess I am afraid of making the wrong move.
That is normal, but let me go out on a limb here.
Okay, I am listening.
I think you are more afraid of disappointing people than choosing the wrong company.
That is uncomfortable to hear, but it might be true.
Your manager likes you, your team depends on you, but your career still belongs to you.
I needed to hear that.
Before you decide, look for the low-hanging fruit.
What do you mean?
Ask for more details about salary, probation period, remote work, and growth plans. Those questions are easy and could reduce your uncertainty.
That is practical. I do not have to decide based only on excitement.
Exactly. Big decisions should include both emotion and information.
So I should not reject it just because it feels risky.
Right, risk does not automatically mean danger. Sometimes risk means growth.
I will ask those questions today, then compare both options carefully.
That sounds wise. Do not play it safe by default, but do not jump blindly either.
Thanks, Sky. I feel clearer now.
Good, whatever you choose, make it a choice, not just a reaction to fear.
Now let us compare simpler B1 language with more natural B2 language, using the ideas from Adam and Sky's conversation. I loved that conversation because it showed risk in a personal way, not only a business way.
Yes, and it gave us many chances to upgrade basic sentences into more natural English.
For example, a B1 speaker might say, "This job is risky."
That is correct, but a B2 speaker might say, "Leaving my current job would be a risk."
The B2 sentence is more specific because it names the action, leaving my current job.
Exactly, gerunds are very useful here. Leaving, changing, investing, launching, waiting, and delaying can all be subjects.
Another B1 sentence might be, I do not want danger.
A more natural version is, I do not want to take unnecessary risks.
That phrase, unnecessary risks, is very useful. It says some risks are acceptable, but careless risks are not.
Now let us talk about softeners. Sky said, let me go out on a limb here.
That is softer than saying, I know the real reason you are afraid.
Very true. Let me go out on a limb here means, I may be wrong, but I will share a brave opinion.
Another useful softener is, I wonder if.
For example, I wonder if you are playing it safe because the change feels uncomfortable.
That sounds much kinder than, you are afraid of change.
Let us compare one more pair. B1, you should do it now. B2, maybe this is a moment to strike while the iron is hot.
The B2 version is more persuasive because it explains the timing, not just the action.
A common grammar mistake is saying, strike when the iron hot. You need the full phrase, strike while the iron is hot.
Another mistake is saying, all eggs in one basket without the verb. In a full sentence, say, do not put all your eggs in one basket.
Great point. Idioms often have fixed grammar, so learn the whole phrase, not only the key nouns. Let us now recap the most important idioms, grammar patterns, and communication strategies from today's episode. Today, we learned idioms for describing risk and opportunity in natural English.
First, we learned take a chance, which means to do something even when the result is uncertain.
Then we learned a gamble, which describes a risky decision where success is not guaranteed.
We also practiced weigh the risks, a calm and professional phrase for evaluating possible problems.
We learned a window of opportunity, which means a limited period when action can lead to success.
And we learned miss the boat, which means to lose an opportunity because you act too late.
In our first conversation, Michael and Nicole discussed a new market opportunity and showed how to balance excitement with caution.
They used a very important idea, a calculated risk, which means a risk taken after research and planning.
In the second half, we learned go out on a limb, which means to say or do something bold when others may not agree.
We learned put all your eggs in one basket, which means to depend too much on one plan or opportunity.
We practiced play it safe, which means to choose the less risky option.
We also learned strike while the iron is hot, which means to act while the timing is right.
And finally, low-hanging fruit means the easiest opportunity or easiest improvement to start with.
For grammar, remember that actions can become subjects with gerunds, like leaving my job is a risk, or waiting too long could be costly.
And for communication, remember to sound balanced. You can say, this is promising, but we need to weigh the risks. That brings us to the end of today's episode of English Podcast Every Day.
We hope these idioms help you talk about choices, risks, and opportunities with more confidence.
Try choosing 3 phrases from today and writing your own example sentences.
For example, write about a time when you took a chance or almost missed the boat.
If you enjoyed this lesson, please like the video and subscribe for more practical English conversations.
And share this episode with a friend who is making a big decision in English or in life.
Thank you for learning with us today.
We will see you in the next episode. Keep practicing and keep growing.